and welcome to GamesMaster. Now, I'm sure it will come as no surprise at all to learn that I get quite literally thousands of letters a week from you, the viewers. Now, obviously, I'm far too busy to reply to them all, but rest assured, I do read all of them, and they touch me very deeply. One such letter is the reason why we only have one mermaid with us tonight, the lovely Leanne. How are you, Leanne? You're not too lonely?
No, Dominic, it means I've got you all to myself.
The exact whereabouts of Teresa will be revealed after today's news. And next year, make sure you get me a Buzz Lightyear toy. This is exclusive footage of Resident Evil 2, called Biohazard 2 in Japan, on the PlayStation, the sequel to Capcom's gore masterpiece and contender for Game of '96. Still very early in development, there's two new characters called Leon and Elsa. Trapped in Raccoon City Police Station, the heroes are up against another slew of zombies and a whole breed of new enemies. The characters can change their clothes throughout, donning bulletproof vests and fire suits when the need arises. The game's also 1.5 times bigger than the original, with much more rooms to wander and explore. It's scary. We can't wait. If, like me, you've been waiting for video game publishers to stop faffing about basing games on exciting multi-million-pound action movies and look instead to adverts for their inspiration, then breathe a sigh of relief. Animal, released on PC next month, is an adventure game where you control the star of the Pepperami adverts. Pepperami. Play guitar. Get beaten up. And go mad with a liquidizer. It's more exciting than being a Tory MP. It may look, smell and taste like a PlayStation, but it's in fact a Eurosa. Exactly the same, but it's programmable. Connect it to your PC, and if you are a programmer and know a bit of C++, that's a programming language, kids, you too can write your own PlayStation games. Japan has got bonkers over it, with clever clogs and wannabe Tekken 2 writers swapping their fledgling gaming creations and programming tips via the internet. It's released here next month, costing 500 quid. Now, before the news I was telling you about the letters. We received many of them are letters of admiration, letters of encouragement, even cries from the heart like this one. Dear Dominic, I am a boy from a desperately low-income working-class background like yourself. My parents have to struggle to make ends meet, and I myself have been sweeping chimneys since the age of 2. I have dreamed that one day I could afford to play the arcade driving game Ridge Racer in my local arcade. Could you use your undoubted wealth and influence to make this possible? And maybe I could have a photo of one of the mermaids too. Please, 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 it would bring a tiny bit of happiness into my otherwise unhappy life. Yours hopefully, Peter Ball, aged 9 3/4. Well, Peter, I'm glad to say the answer is no. But I'm sure you'll be chuffed to know that we have actually picked another child entirely at random and put him on the same game with one of the mermaids sitting next to him. So keep those letters coming. It's an event we like to call Tiny Car Kid.
My contestant challenge on this full-scale version of Ridge Racer is completely simple. Finish in the top 3 after 2 laps, or face abject failure. I have not felt the need to introduce any further impediments, as my contestant already faces the handicap of having legs far too short to reach the pedals of this oversized racer. However, I'm sure my mermaids can give him a little extra length if he comes up short. Good luck.
So let's go over live to Harrow to find young Ryan Wheeler, who's in the protective custody of Teresa at this moment. Hello, Ryan.
That's a real nerd, isn't he?
Ryan.
Yeah, he's pathetic and weird. If I could beat him any day. He's an ugly little goggle-eyed git, isn't he?
I can't hear him.
Ryan. Dominic.
Ryan. Ryan. Hello? Ryan.
Yeah?
All right, how you doing, Ryan? All right, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine, Dominic.
Ryan, you're a big fan of mine, yeah?
Yeah, real big.
Okay, Ryan, you're playing Ridge Racer. What are you like at driving games?
I'm quite good, but I'm a bit of a wild hog.
And I hear you think your gran would be good for me.
Yeah, because she likes him young and cheeky.
That's excellent. And Ryan, is it true you are actually a 70-year-old man trapped in the body of a 9-year-old?
Yeah, it all happened in a lab.
Excellent, Ryan. Right now, Teresa, you're no stranger to leather, so you're going to join him in the passenger seat.
Oh yeah, he's going to look after me to make sure I don't crash.
Okay, nice one, right. If you'd like to guide him into position, Teresa, I'm going to go up into the co-commentary box. I'm joined by Czechoslovakia's finest, Kirk Ewing. Kirk, what kind of car seat cover do you favour?
Well, I prefer a leopard car seat cover. That's the ones that are especially used by metro drivers.
Okay, and as far as advice for Ryan goes, what would you recommend he does?
Well, okay, this is Ridge Racer as the perennial favourite. What you want to do is get your foot to the floor, right? Stay in the slipstream of the cars, overtake fast, get there before third position, and don't forget to get the car keys back in the mantelpiece before your dad comes home.
Okay, thank you, big guy. As Kirk says, Ryan has got 2 laps to get in third place or higher. Best of luck, Ryan. Off you go. Okay, guy in the bad red jumpsuit runs out the winner. What a start of the race. Okay, bottom left-hand corner, you can see Ryan's speed. Top left-hand corner, the time remaining. But most importantly, in the top right-hand corner, which you're going to see as soon as he goes over this checkpoint, is the position he's in. He's in 13th. He's got to get up to third or higher within the 2 laps. Coming in the first right-hand bend there, Kirk.
Yep, we're just coming out of the Dartmouth Tower here, and he's coming into another hard righter. But he's coping quite well. He's up in 10th, he's taken a couple of cars there, so yeah, it's looking good, little guy.
Okay, as I said, Ryan up at 10th, 11th, it was flickering a little bit as if one guy was coming right from behind him. Little bit of a car bumping going on there, we don't really want that.
We don't recommend that, but I mean, it is sometimes necessary in the course of this type of challenge.
And indeed in the traffic in central London. Okay, he's coming in the right-hander there. He's taking that a bit too wide there.
Along the front at Bournemouth, it's a beautiful scenic view.
He's still in 10th. The rules I remember though, Kirk, very big steering wheel for a tiny wee guy.
That's right, gosh only knows what he's going to do with his gear stick.
Okay, you've got another right-hander again. He's got to sort out his right-handers. He's still in 9th position. 2 big yellow cars in front.
Yeah, it's early doors yet, as they say, but yeah, he really does have to get the foot on the floor and go for it, Ryan.
Okay, another tunnel here. Which particular tunnel is this?
This is in fact the channel, Dominic.
Okay, and
France.
He's in France already. That was very, very quick. It's quicker than Eric Cantona says. Okay, got into another right-hander. He's at the 6th position now.
6th position, looking good. Takes that bit of an oversteer there, but he pulls it back in quite nicely.
That's okay. He's in the straight now. We're coming up to the end of the first lap here. He's in the 6th position. Is he going to overtake Pink Boy in front of him?
No problem.
Okay, so that's it. We're on the 2nd lap there. Got the right-hander for the 2nd time. A little bit of a bang in the Red Boy there.
Well, I would have done the same thing if I had been in Ryan's position. The guy was in front. What was he meant to do? He knocked him back in the 6th though.
Okay, he needs to get in the 3rd. He needs to do something a bit more calm. I'm not really seeing him using the slipstream a lot.
No, that's right. He wants to get right behind the cars, accelerate up and then slip out and slide across.
And Teresa was looking absolutely terrified there in that shot. Maybe a change of costume needed after this for her. Okay, and we're about halfway round the 2nd.
He took that quite nicely, but it's come badly for him in the end. The back end there slipped out.
He did slip up the 4th, but he's back in the 6th now here.
Nice chopper.
Thank you very much, Kirk. And he's in the 5th now, but he's got to watch it. There's another right-hander. He's back through the window. That was a good deal, but he's lost it again. He's back in his 6th place.
Let's just see that chopper again. Hope he's not Keith Chegwin flying there.
He's back in his 7th now. This is not looking very good for Ryan. What does he have to do now?
He really just has to go for it, as we say, like get up the inside, find a way past these guys. Come on, they're all pussies and they're asking for it anyway.
Throw caution quite literally to the wind here. He's in 5th position. This is one of the last bends coming up. He's gone for the inside though. This time down. He's bashed him. He's done it again. He's bashed him on the outside. He's up the 3rd.
The pressure up.
This is the final straight here. He could do it. He just keep this right on the accelerator. The ground behind him. He's going to do it. Ryan has done it. Top place. Ryan completes the challenge. Okay, congratulations, Ryan. It was a bit hairy at the end there, though. You were in 6th place right up to the final bend.
Yeah, well, I had to really turn to get past them last 2 cars, but I finally got in 3rd position.
Okay, and Teresa, how was your ride?
Very exciting. I think he's definitely going to be the next Damon Hill, a real pro.
Right, now, Ryan, did having Teresa sitting next to you, was that a distraction?
No, I could cope with it fine. It was just lovely.
Okay, Ryan, you remember to give my phone number to your gran, yeah?
Yeah, I'm sure I can deliver it to her.
Okay, so for top junior driving skills and a nice bit of granny action on the side, the GamesMaster Gold Joystick goes to Ryan Wheeler. Okay, so let's give it a one more time for Mr. Ryan Wheeler.
Toto's a right pick.
Okay, personally speaking, unless you're buying me a present, I couldn't care less what you waste your money on.
However, I am contractually obliged to give you a modicum of purchasing assistance with today's reviews.
In the old 8-bit days, there was a stunning game called Speedball. Riot proves that in spite of new technology, you can still rip things off.
Riot is similar to Speedball in that it's a futuristic, violent sport. The idea is you pick up the plasma ball, take it to one end of the pitch and charge it up with your team's colour, and then throw it into the giant goal which is floating above the ring. While you're playing, the fans throw on power-ups which you can pick up to give yourself more speed, more health, and even power punch and power shots.
Firstly, the whole pitch is 3D. Secondly, 8 players can simultaneously play. The ball itself uses lens flare style techniques brilliantly. It glows on the screen.
Riot's a little bit slow for my liking, but overall it's good fun. Best features are that you've got the excellent multiplayer mode and you can let off air horns all the way through just to annoy your opponent.
A nice move. And the home team charges.
Destruction Derby 2 is the cunningly titled sequel to Destruction Derby 1, and it took them 3 months to think up that title.
The main difference between this game and the first Destruction Derby is a completely new, real 3D engine. Before, the cars would only ever spin left and right, but now they can flip over backwards, forwards, any way possible. The tracks are now a lot better as well. They're wider for a start, giving them much more room to manoeuvre, and they've got banked corners, jumps, slopes, ramps, everything.
This time, the arenas are huge. You get 4 in total, but the actual first one is fantastic. There is a big lump right in the middle of the arena, and if you hit the lump, you fly hundreds of feet up into the air.
The handling of the actual cars is far better than before, and overall the game's much better and much more fun.
Everybody's always known that Peter Gabriel was barking mad and pretentious, but with his new multimedia title Eve, can he add pish to those attributes?
You have bits like a big piece of mud and some fish and some naked people. You move your blue pointer around, when it changes yellow, you press the button. Then you move on to the next screen. Okay, so later on you get to mix some Peter Gabriel music and videos around, but who cares? It's just too mad for me, and I'm a Pink Floyd fan.
I'm not strictly sure this is a game at all. It's more like a multimedia experience completely. But Peter Gabriel is a nutter if he thinks we're all going to buy this. Art, for art's sake, is not good enough. Not on PC CD-ROM.
And you can get further details on Mr. Gabriel's insanity and our other games on the GamesMaster webpage.
Little Ronnie Review's bottom firmly smacked there. At this point, I'd like you to consider the magnificence of the first half of tonight's show during this commercial break. Welcome back. I hope your toilet trip was as successful and fulfilling as mine. And now I can hear the pitter-patter of famous feet. That can only mean it's time for today's Celebrity Challenge.
Now, a year never passes without a new game featuring my old chum, Sonic. And I'm pleased to say this year is no exception in the form of Sonic 3D on the Mega Drive. My contestant's challenge will be to guide Sonic to rescue 5 flickies trapped by Robotnik inside evil metal robots. Smash the enemies to release the poor creatures, then guide them to the end of the level. To spice things up, I'll impose a time limit of 2 minutes. Ooh, I do so love being masterful.
Britpop, Schmidt-pop. There is only one good reason to watch Top of the Pops these days, and that's because they now have the best presenters since the heady days of the Big Hairy Conflict, Mr. Dave Lee Travis. Please welcome Bear Van Beer. Welcome to the show, Bear. Now, Bear, you could have, oh, you want me to do both? Okay, fair enough. You could have at least put on something sexy.
Well, no. I'm Barbarella caught in Atlantis.
All right. Good theme.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now, the name Bear Van Beer, totally weird, very strange. Why?
The hippie parents, Holland, it means little bear from the bears. So.
Little bear from the bear. I mean, many people called after woodland animals. Do you have a brother called Little Squirrel?
No,
after the
I
squirrel?
have a sister called Britta.
Right, and what does Britta mean?
Well, Britta is, there's a Swedish nurse called Britta, and there's little books about her, little novels. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people have parents like yours. Usually they have to visit them in high-level maximum security asylums. What about, you speak a lot of languages, including Mandarin. Can you give us a little flurry of Mandarin there?
A little, I can say something to you in Mandarin.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I could say, Dom, 我不会看看你的头发.
And what does that mean, precisely?
It would mean something like, oh, Dom, let me admire all that hair that you have there.
Okay, that's
something like that.
That's very kind of you. And my final question is, obviously, doing Top of Pops, you meet a lot of famous rock stars. Bryan Adams, what does he smell like?
He smells of rock and roll.
And
that's all I'm going to say.
That's a smell we need to delve no deeper into. Okay, Bear, if you'd like to slide your lithe and nimble figure into a games playing position, I will head commentary boxwards. And cooling my temperature back down is Dave Perry. Dave, is it true that Sonic the Hedgehog was based on your early life?
Yes, I think it's the quest for gold and the fact that he's so sharp.
And nothing to do with the fact that you like running around wearing nothing but red trainers?
No, I'll keep that quiet.
Okay then, have you got any tips for Bear on this?
Well, basically, she's just obviously got to pick up the 5 flickies, and it's very, very tough. The main thing is obviously the old Sonic thing, and that is as long as you've got 1 ring, you can't be killed. She's got to make sure she's always got 1 ring in possession. Okay, thank you very much, Dave. Bear has 2 minutes to collect 5 flickies and return them to the big gold ring in somewhere in the level. Best of luck, Bear. Your time begins now. Okay, I'll warn about the display. At the bottom right-hand corner, you can see 5 little squares. They represent 5 bad guys. When Bear kills the bad guys, she releases a flicky. There's a bad guy there. When she does kill him, rather than him banging into her as she's doing it just now, he will then release a flicky. Come on, Bear, show us this so I can either go back up, Bear, and get the crocodile. It's going to be no good her ignoring the bad guys because she's going to have to kill them to get the flickies, and she's got to save 5 flickies, which are, of course, small birds, which will follow Sonic around the level.
Okay, she's lost that ring, Dave, that you said she's got to have at least 1 ring. That's right, she's picked up a couple more.
She's avoiding all the enemies.
There's a flicky now. You can see the flicky will hang on behind her. You can see the display in the bottom right corner. One of the bad guys has changed to a little blue bird thing. She's been hit now. She loses the flicky as well as the ring when she's hit, Dave.
That's it. He's still going to be back there. He's going to be back there flying about. She's going to have to go back and just pass by him so he can see where she is, and he'll pick her. He'll pick her up again. She's lost the rings again. Now she's got 1 flicky there. You can see there's 2 flickies on the display though, but one of them is still rolling wild. She has had a minute gone. She's got no rings at the moment. She hits these spikes. Oh, her baddie, she's be in trouble, but she's got a ring now. She's got to take the crocodile out.
I would say being generous to Bear at this point, Dave. This is probably the worst display we've seen for quite some time.
It is, and you've got to remember this is still very early on in the game. This is the Rusty Ruin stage, so it is a poor display.
Okay, just over 40 seconds left. Bear's statical fitting already. Basically, she's got 1 flicky attached to her. 2 more flickies are roaming free. Oh no, that's 2 now. And 1 bad guy has still got a flicky up his chute. So she's still got a free 1 flicky and she's got 30 seconds
There goes the crocodile, top left of the screen. As you say, with the bar at the bottom, if you ever look at them, there are 4 flickies out there, and she's got to kill this one to take another one.
Crocodile, Bear!
She's got to just jump on him, just jump up in the air. That's it.
Okay,
go back to the ball. Go back to the bird.
No
Get the flickies.
No rings. Just over 10 seconds left here. Come on, Bear. You can still do it if
Get to
you
the
go
ring.
back in time.
Get to the ring and save the 2 flickies you've got.
5 seconds left. She's got the 2 flickies.
She's going to
But that's not
die.
going to be enough. 2,
3 flickies.
I will time 3 flickies. 2 flickies short of a full load. That means that Bear's challenge ends in failure.
I never ever want to hear the word flicky ever again.
You weren't too comfortable with the flickies. There, you only had 3 at the end instead of 5. There, what happened?
I didn't like the flickies, and I didn't like the guy in the sneakers.
I think you find he's called Sonic.
Yeah, that Sonic guy, that hedgehog. Yeah, I couldn't identify with him. That was the problem. Yeah.
And was it?
I'm actually really good at computer games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you derive any kind of happiness from your visit to the show today then?
Did I learn anything?
No, did you have any happiness at all there?
It was so good seeing you in your green suit.
That was the answer we were looking for, Bear. Thank you very much for coming on. Please keep us up to speed with the continuing smell of Bryan Adams. Okay, and hopefully we'll catch up on that later on in the series. But for now, it's time for me to thank today's special guest, the lovely Bear Van Beer. Okay, on other shows, the features tend to be finely crafted intellectual pieces with high information content. Ours tend to have me making cheap gags at the expense of foreign superpowers. Watch this one and decide which you prefer.
Every generation has its sex symbols. In the 80s, there was Simon Le Bon. In the 90s, there's me. And for men in the 50s, it was screen goddess Marilyn Monroe. Like most film stars, her career came to an end when she died. But now, fans of the sex siren at the University of Geneva want to change that. Using the latest computer technology, they're creating a virtual version of the actress, which they hope could star in a whole new series of films.
All right, sweetheart.
And it's not just Marlon. The same technology could be used to bring any actor back to life, even Tom Cruise. So soon death will no longer mean you can't appear in that Hollywood blockbuster, although it may make it hard for you to pick up the paycheck.
Looking at you, kid.
Oh, please again, Sam.
Creating a digital human is a whopping task, and the researchers have had to face the problems posed by replicating different aspects of Marlin's body. Early models of the face were lifeless, so they developed a way of capturing their own subtle facial movements to be mapped onto a new, more complicated face made up of millions of polygons. And the result was quite literally striking.
Oh, please again, Sam.
Putting hair on her posed its own problems. In early prototypes, it was almost solid, like a helmet. So a method was developed whereby the hair was actually grown. Now it looks as long and lush and carefree as mine. A similar problem was posed by clothes. Real clothes crumple and hang off people, especially if you don't iron them properly. So they developed artificial materials that would drape, and that had different frictions, so that silky materials would slide more easily than woolen ones, for example. Trust me, kids. Putting the materials together gave them dresses that crumpled like real ones and that would blow in the wind and bounce naturally. This particular clothing simulation is based on Jerry from the Spice Girls. Things have changed pretty rapidly in the computer graphics world. These were a university's attempts at human animation just 12 years ago. Now, when they put these computer simulations in the real world of Geneva men, they think they're real. The possibilities are endless. Hollywood producers are actually considering using them alongside real actors in films. But then again, Americans are twice as stupid as Geneva men. See, there you go. Told you I'd slag off a big foreign superpower.
Helen, and thank you for this wonderful award.
Okay, you can keep watching this channel if you like now. I'm sure there's something fantastic on afterwards. We are quite literally going to go. Though on next week's show, we have the very lovely Tracy Shaw from Coronation Street as our special guest. While you think about her, also think about this question. If every house in Britain had a Bear Van Beer, what would you use yours for? Good night.